I never imagined this would be my life, but here I am, trapped in a basement with my stupidly hot stepbrothers, Chase and Cole Hayes, the twin sons of my mom's new billionaire husband. And before anyone asks, no, I did not wander down here because I suddenly caught a fever for blended family bonding. I came down here because my mother forced me to. 20 minutes earlier, I was sitting at the kitchen island, highlighting my biology notes, when Mom slid a plate across the marble countertop. Warm oatmeal chocolate chip cookies sat in a neat, little stack beside sliced strawberries, blueberries, and tiny green grapes, arranged with the kind of care usually reserved for country club brunches and people who said things like, summering in Nantucket. Mom smiled. Honey, please take this downstairs to Chase and Cole. I blinked. Why? Emily, we are a family now. Be sweet. Mom's smile widened, which was her polite way of saying this argument had died 5 seconds ago. So I took the plate. Chase and Cole's basement looked like ESPN, a frat house, and a luxury gym had all crashed into one room. One twin was stretched across the couch in gray sweatpants and a faded college hoodie, one arm thrown behind his head. The other was on the floor doing push-ups, moving with the kind of easy strength. I paused on the stairs, gripping the plate tightly. I was not afraid of them in the normal sense. They had never been mean to me. They had never cornered me in the hallway or laughed at my clothes. But they were Chase and Cole Hayes. Everyone knew them. Girls turned their heads when they passed. Guys called their names from across the quad. Professor smiled at them like being late to class was somehow more charming when you were 6'something, blonde, and built like you belonged on a scholarship brochure. So no, I was not exactly scared of them. I was just painfully aware that they belonged to a category of person I had never learned how to speak to without sounding like a moron. I considered leaving the cookies on the step and leaving. But before I could take a step, Chase looked up. Well, he said, his smile spreading slowly and brightly. The dungeon has received a maiden. I tightened my grip on the plate. Haha, very funny. It came out stiff. Cole paused mid-push-up and looked over his shoulder at me. His gaze dropped to the plate in my hands. Cookies? Same blonde hair. Same blue eyes. Chase sat up on the couch, still smiling at me like this was easy for him. Of course it was easy for him. Chase probably flirted with baristas, grandmothers, parking attendants, and automatic doors without even noticing he was doing it. Did your mom send you down here to civilize us with cookies? He asked. She sent me down here to be nice. I walked to the pool table and set the plate down carefully. Bon appetit and bye. I ran to the stairs, grabbed the door handle and pulled. It didn't budge. I tried again, harder. Still nothing. Cole came up behind me, close enough that I caught clean laundry, mint gum, and the kind of expensive cologne that probably came from a bottle with no price tag on it. My spine straightened before I could stop it. Move, he said. Cole took the handle and tried it himself, but the door stayed shut. It's stuck, he said. From the couch, Chase let out a small laugh. Yeah, more family time for us. Cole leaned against the door, arms crossed, a slow smirk spreading across his face. Wait, this is like that time we got locked in the old pool house for 3 hours. Do you remember how loud she screamed when she came? Cole laughed softly. Yeah, and her ass, so huge. Damn, I'm getting hard just thinking about it. They continued chatting about the girl they'd shared, as if it were the most casual thing in the world to talk about right in front of their brand new stepsister. They seemed totally at ease being trapped down here in this basement, while I was on the verge of losing my mind. I felt incredibly ashamed, but my head was already swirling with the filthiest fantasies. My pussy throbbed at the wicked idea of my stepbrothers using me until I was nothing but a crying, shaking mess beneath them. The dirty images made my pussy tighten, sharply as my warm juices soaked through my panties. I let out a soft, involuntary moan, sliding my hand down to press against my aching pussy through my short dress. God, my brain desperately prayed. Please don't let them catch me doing this. If they see me, I'll die of embarrassment. Even so, I couldn't stop myself. I slipped my hand under the hem of my skirt and gently pulled my panties aside. The moment my fingers touched my aching pussy, swollen and dripping with need, my clit was so sensitive that the lightest brush made me tremble. They were still talking, discussing different positions to fuck that girl. Listening to their filthy words made me unbearably excited. Chase suddenly let out a low chuckle. Did he notice me? A wave of shame washed over me. But that was impossible. My rational mind told me that in the dim light, they couldn't have seen what I just did. Still, when I finally pulled my hand back, guilt hit me hard. I quickly wiped my fingers on my skirt, pushed up the glasses on my nose, and turned to face my stepbrothers. The second I turned around, their conversation stopped dead. Their eyes immediately dropped to my exposed cleavage. My cheeks burned as I blushed deeply. I tried to pull up my silky pink nightgown, but it only slid higher, almost revealing my panties. What's got you so nervous, little sis? Chase asked with a wicked grin. Cole slowly licked his lips, his blue eyes roaming over my body and stirring that forbidden heat inside me. It's nothing, I whispered, leaning back against the cold door. My dress slipped lower, revealing even more of my full breasts barely contained by my bra. Fuck, Chase muttered under his breath, sending a shiver through me. I instinctively pressed my thighs together. My face grew even hotter, shocked that they actually found me, nerdy Emily, attractive. My pussy throbbed with shame. Emily, come sit with us, Chase beckoned seductively. I obeyed and walked over. Chase sat on the sofa with his thick thighs spread wide, giving me a clear view of his half-hard, massive cock bulging under his pants. I licked my lips and looked up at his face. He was staring right at me. I quietly sat on the floor beside the table where Cole was leaning. Want to play with us, little sister? Cole asked in his husky voice. Play what? I asked innocently. Play or not, Emily? Are you willing to play with us? Chase demanded in a stern tone that went straight to my soaked pussy and made me even wetter. Shit, I almost moaned. Yes, I'm willing, I whimpered pathetically, desperate for them to do whatever they wanted to me. Let's play Simon Says, Chase said. I swallowed hard, eager to see what they would make me do next. You know how to play, right? Cole asked as he moved closer, his warm breath brushing against my skin. They hadn't even touched me yet, and I was already drenched. My body craved their control. Wasn't this wrong? Emily, you know what to do, right? Cole asked again. I nodded. When someone gives a command, we have to follow it, I managed to say, even though my swollen pussy ached. These twins were turning me into a puddle. I'll start, Chase said. I nodded eagerly. Simon Says, spread your legs, Chase commanded. My legs parted on their own, exposing my panty-covered pussy. Through the fabric, it was obvious how excited I was. My swollen lips pressed tightly against the material, the lace almost see-through and soaked with my juices. Fuck, Cole breathed, leaning back on the sofa and sliding his hand into his pants to grip his thick cock. Chase, make her take off her bra, he said while stroking his hard shaft. Emily, Simon says, show us your beautiful tits, Chase ordered. I immediately obeyed, kneeling down so my pussy pressed against my heels. The pressure made me moan lewdly. I pulled my dress down until it was below my bra, then removed the bra and tossed it aside. My round breast bounced free. I squeezed my right one with my hand. Damn, she's starving for it. Look at her, Cole. She's way better than all the other girls we've fucked, Chase said. Cole grunted and sped up his hand on his cock, fucking his fist as he tilted his head back with a groan. Look at her, Cole. We're going to have so much fun with her, Chase said, his voice full of dirty promises. I shouldn't. They're my stepbrothers. Mom would be so disappointed, but I don't want them to stop. I can't wait to see how they ruin me. Chase walks over to me and cut my left breast in his big palm, completely taken by him. I shut my eyes and savor the delicious feel of his rough palm against my hard nipple. His touch is better than anything I have ever felt before. He plays with my left tit while his other hand cups my right boob, pushing it up for his twin brother to see. I can't hold back my moan as pleasure runs through my body, causing me to grind my pussy against my heel again. They are making me feel like a goddess with their devotion to my body. Simon says, show me more, Chase says, and I comply, taking my little dress off, completely so that I'm only in my thoroughly wet panties and in front of stepbrothers. I lean backwards to let them see me better. I am doing exactly what Simon says, obeying every instruction like the good girl I am. Get up, Emily, Chase says, his voice an octave lower than it has been a minute ago. His eyes roams my body, my firm boobs, and my flat stomach as I stand in front of them. You've never taken cock before? Cole asks from the couch with his breathing heavy and labored. Trying hard not to come. Seeing him struggling with coming early makes my clench my thigh together with a moan. I have taken cock. I answer his question with a blush. Was it good? Chase asks, moving behind me to grind his steel-hard clothed cock against my fat ass. Oh, I moan and rest my head backwards, resting my head on his shoulder, letting him rut against my ass passionately. Fuck! Answer the question, doll, Chase says, and I respond with a high whine. My brain is mush, I can't even remember the question. Nerdy Emily has been reduced to nothing but a cock-hungry monster. Please, I gasp as Chase brings his hand to my front and parts my legs a little just to play, with my clit through the soaked-up lacy panties. I screamed from the way his fingers are playing with my clit teasing, rubbing and flicking. She can't answer, Chase hums in my ear, rubbing my clit and mimicking the action. Thrusting his finger in my warm pussy, but my panties blocks his fingers from actually going into the place I need it to be. Chase, please! I whimper, my legs starting to shake. Don't be mean, Chase. Give her what she wants, Cole says, bringing his hands out from his pants. His palm and fingers are glistering with pre-cum. He walks over to me and feeds his thick pre-cum-stained fingers into my mouth. Hungry and desperate, I close my lips around them and suck deeply, needing to take everything they offer me. Everything my stepbrothers offer me is everything I will take with all my heart. I moan around his finger. Cole's taste is salty and sweet in my mouth. Dirty girl, Chase says and push my panties to the side. I moan as he directly touches my clit, rubbing the hard little nub in circles. I moan again. Cole's finger is almost down my throat, stuffing me with his taste while his brother fingers my cunt. Chase dips his finger into my hole and his other hand squeezes my tits. Cole chuckles deeply, amused by the noises I am making around his finger. He leans in to suck on my neck, biting and licking the soft flesh, marking me up with his lips and teeth, then soothing me by pressing down his tongue on the spot. Come. I try to speak, but my words are muffled by Cole's fingers in my mouth, unable to hold back. My legs bucks under me and hot white pleasure rolls over me like a wave, covering and swallowing up my senses as I come on Chase's fingers. You made her come, Cole says. Doesn't stop us from taking more, Chase says, taking his finger out of my pussy with a wet squelch sound. Cole takes his fingers out of my mouth and I gasp weakly. Fuck Cole, she tastes better than we imagined, Chase says. I turn my head to see the hand that has just been buried in my cunt is now in his mouth. Cole, I moan for no reason. I just need him. I just came, but I still need him. Hold her up for me, brother. Emily, Simon says, open your legs. Cole says gently and goes on his knees in front of me. Oh, sexy, Chase whisper in my ear. Cole pulls the panties off my hips and press a kiss on my stomach first. Then he presses his face into the tiny patch of hair over my cunt and sniffs deeply. Perfect girl, he says. He lifts my leg and places it over his shoulder. Open to him. My body instantly goes lax against. Chases as Cole sticks out his tongues to give me a lick. Oh, I scream out loud. Cole's tongue is thick and hot as he dives into my pussy, sending me to places I never knew were existing. He moves even closer, his finger digging into my hip as he slurps my pussy like a hungry man. With a desperate moan, I rock my hips forward, grinding on his tongue and gasping from the intensity of how he fucks me with his tongue. Cole's good with his tongue, isn't he? Chase says, biting my earlobe softly. In no time I hit another height, and without ability to stop myself, I am coming on Cole's tongue. The second time I am coming in the span of 30 minutes. Chase takes my leg off Cole's shoulder and led me to the couch to sit. My limbs feel weak and my throat dry from moaning so much. Are you tired? Cole asks me, patting my head gently. I nod tiredly and Chase smirks. Well, we're not done yet. Get on all fours. My little body is maneuvered by my hot step brothers into presenting for them on my hands and knees, positioning me like a doll made for their pleasure and their pleasure only. My cheeks flush red from my positioning, despite how much they've both done with me, from fingering my pussy till I came and eating me out till I climaxed. This position makes me blush like a schoolgirl. I blush at how they speak between each other about me, like I am not there, like I am a real toy, their beautiful toy. Fuck, Chase, have we ever had a more stunning woman? Cole asks his brother, pulling down his pants to take out his fully erect dick, the meat thick and heavy in his hand. No, Cole, Emily is just perfect like that. Remember how we wanted her from the first day we saw her? Chase asks, landing a slap on my ass. I moan as the globe of flesh jiggle. They want me the same way I want them. Remember how we had to jerk off for days just to get her out of our system? Cole asks, coming to my stand in front of Face with his dick in his hand. His meaty cock bobs up and down in front of my face, smearing pre-cum on my glasses and nose. So fucking sexy even with those glasses. I can't wait to be inside her, Chase says. He is behind me so I can't see him, but I can hear rustling. I know he is pulling off his pants right now. I want to fuck her pussy, Cole says, and Chase tisks at him. Next time, brother, Simon says I fuck her pussy and you fuck her mouth, Chase says from behind him, and I gasp as I feel the touch of his long finger rubbing against my pussy lips, parting them and then sliding in and out of my hole in a dirty, slow pace. Next time, right? You'll let us have you next time, woman, you? Cole asks, and I moan in response. Cole's cock is teasing the seam of my lips, and Chase's finger in my pussy is driving me insane. Good girl. Now Simon says open your mouth, be a good girl and take Cole's dick, Chase says, and I open my mouth to let him feed it his dick me. Cole slides his big cock between my lips, and I immediately latch onto it, closing my lips around the bulbous head to suck and take as much as possible. Cole's cock jerk between my mouth as I twist my tongue around the head and hum deeply. Fuck, her mouth is so hot, he moans. He pushes his hip forward and pulls back the moment. I gag on his cock, then he pushes back in, fucking my mouth at a delicious speed. My throat closes around his fat cock as I feel the tip of a dick. Chase's dick teasing my pussy. Damn, Cole whispers, while I clench my pussy around nothing, expectant for what Chase has to offer. My expectations are put to shame as the man slams his cock all the into me and I scream, the scream muffled by Cole's cock in my mouth.